Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. We are starting a very important chapter, chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. So before that, let us have a quick recap of the important points we learned in previous chapter, and then we move further. Some hands raised. Who is coming forward? As usual, I ask questions to those who have not raised the hands. So who is going to come forward? Okay. Saheli Bose Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, should I say this one, synopsis of chapter 12?
No. From key points from our previous chapter, last session.
Yes. From the previous chapter, we learned that God is in his universal form, and he is the only one who is controlling every one of us, and he is showing his he's the transcendental form. He's saying that to Arjuna, and even he is the original creator, and we should always respect our humble obeisances to the Lord every time, because he is the original personality of Godhead and the oldest one, and he's the limitless form, and he's only one universal form who is creating and creating everything, and so this is which I learned. Means he's the air, and he's the supreme controller. He's the water, he's the moon, and he's the even Brahma also. Even Brahma also is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar is working under him. So he is a master of all all the things in the world. So this is what we learned from chapter 11.
Right, Mataji. Thank you for your input.
Hare
Devika
Krishna.
Mataji, you want to add?
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. So we concluded the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in which the key takeaways for me were, Prabhuji, when Arjun was looking at all his cousins, including Karna, uh, I mean, all his seniors, and still so Krishna told him that just be my instrument and fight and kill them, because we can only overcome this sansar sagar by following the instructions of Krishna, gurus, and Shastra. And another key takeaway was purification comes through chanting the holy names. Whenever we pray to the Lord, we should start by glorifying the Lord. And the two most important things are the ultimate things are Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and we are his eternal servants. One who is most important to us? Is it our family? Is it our relatives? Is it our friends? No. No one is more important than Krishna, because he is the only one who can give us eternal happiness. One last point I would like to share, Prabhuji, is we should pray to the Lord that please help me in raising to the platform of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Good points you covered. Chanda Mataji, you want to add?
Hare Krishna
Any other
Prabhuji.
points?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji. 11th chapter. This chapter gives the impression more deeper in my mind as Krishna, where he requests for the divine form, and Arjuna requests for the divine form, and Krishna reveals it the Vishwarupa, and then the terrifying and which he was not able to withstand with that form, and he describes in the form of, I remember one shloka, aneka bahudara netram pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami tvam vishveshwara vishwarupa. Then after that, Arjuna, he requests to come into his original form, that four hand of with the four arms of Vishnu, and then the normal one with the two arms. And in this chapter, Krishna, he returns to his original form, and then he explains that how we can go into the devotion. So he declares that it is through pure devotion only the bhakti can be truly understand and attain him. So if as a devotee, if we seek Krishna blessings and mercy, then we need to merge ourselves, or we have to go through the through the pure devotion. That is the only way by which we can experience our Lord Krishna, and that is faith and unwavering devotion and seva.
Yeah. Very important point you brought in. Krishna, after showing the universal form, finally he says that pure devotion is the only way to realize and come back to Krishna. So that is the connection between the chapter 11 and chapter 12, the Bhakti Yoga. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Shanti Sudesh Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So they covered all the points I prepared, so
Okay.
give me 2 minutes.
No problem. Neha Jindal Mataji, you want to add anything which is not covered yet?
Prabhu, yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. You can go ahead.
Prabhu, even the demigods cannot actually see this form of the Lord, but because of Arjuna's endeavor, they also got they were also able to see
Yeah.
Krishna's.
Yes, Mataji. Kalpana Mataji, you want to summarize?
Probably almost all points covered, Prabhuji. You want me to repeat, or I'll just one point, last point, I'll tell Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Finally, Arjuna, Prabhuji, you started with saying that Arjuna will ask everyone to, Krishna will address Arjuna and ask him to simply fight and vanquish all the enemies, because Krishna is giving all the credit to his devotees. He's not taking on himself. There is a moral of the story. You have to have association with Lord and fix our mind on the lotus feet, and he will take care of us. So they already, all the enemies has been killed by Krishna. It is only you have to become the instrument. Then Arjuna will start glorifying the Lord with various names, like as Mataji, Sahili Bose Mataji addressed, Mahatma, Parameshwara, Adideva, Purusha. He will start glorifying the Lord first, and then he will talk to Lord, like request Lord to show his original form, and he will be happy. Arjuna is both happy, gladdened because his friend is having so much opulences and he is a supreme lord, and at the same time he is wonderstruck. So he want to see his normal form. Then Krishna will address this thing. This is the form I've shown only to you, not to even the demigods. Then Arjuna will, as per your request, I will show you the form. So first he will show his four hands form, and then from Kala Surupa, he will show his four hands form, Vishnu form, and then two hands Shamasundara form. Now Arjuna is very much pacified, and finally Krishna will say that no, this is only the confidential form, two hands form also. Only pure unalloyed devotees can understand and recognize this realization of this pure form, Prabhuji. So now finally Arjuna, he will tell Arjuna that what is the characteristics of an Ananya Bhakti, a pure devotee. Mat karma, do all work for me, only he will be a pure devotee. Mat Parama, make me as a supreme goal. And Sangha Varjita, free from all contaminations of repetitive activities and mental speculations. Mat Bhaktaha, engage in my only devotional services. And Nirvaira Sharha, no enmity to anyone and be friendly to all living entities is a final conclusion, and he will motivate us. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. You covered it well. What I wanted to add, you have covered. So, last sloka 11.55, in which Krishna gives the formula to go back to Goloka, right? So he says, the devotee who is engaging in pure devotional service, free from all the material contamination and mental speculations, and not desiring for the fruitive activities, and one who works for Krishna, makes Krishna as the supreme goal, and friendly to all the living entities. Yeah, he will certainly come to me, is what Krishna is telling. So the connection to the chapter 12 is, in chapter 12, Krishna is going to establish that the pure devotional service is the highest form of realization, and that is the easiest and the surest way to attain the Lord. So this exactly is Krishna is going to explain in this, and this chapter begins with a question by Arjuna, because Arjuna is continually engaging in the worship of the personal form of the Lord, and there are people who also worship the impersonal form. So Arjuna is asking which is better. Yeah, so this chapter begin with that question. So what is the chapter name?
Bhakti Yoga.
Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. So what is bhakti?
Devotional service.
Devotion, Prabhuji.
It is the direct route to reach Krishna.
Yeah, direct route to reach Krishna.
Uninterrupted and unmotivated devotional service.
Who is that? Who said this answer?
Myself, Prabhuji.
Sorry?
Karuna Prabhuji.
Karuna Mataji, yes. So Prabhupada has told, most of us have a wrong understanding of bhakti, that bhakti is devotion. Yeah. Prabhupada has gone one step ahead and said, bhakti is devotional service. Okay. Devotion is in your heart, but the loving exchange come from devotional service. And how that service should be, BS-Apr24-BG, as Mataji said, that unmotivated and uninterrupted. Irrespective of our situation, our devotional service should continue till the last breath of our life, till the time we are there in this body, till the last breath, unmotivated, uninterrupted. We have discussed this before, that many times we try to mix our material situation with our spiritual progress. If you are doing good, then bhakti is going very nice. If little headache, that day sadhana is gone for a toss. Yeah. So whatever our material situations are there, the spiritual practice should continue. So that is very important. So the bhakti, there is a very good definition from the first sloka of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anybody remember what is the first sloka of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Though we have still not started Nectar of Devotion, but have said many times this sloka. What is the first sloka?
Prabhuji, Anyabhilashita Shunyam
Yes.
Jnanakarmadi Anavritam
Yes.
Anukulena Krishnanushīlanam Bhakti Ruchyate.
Bhakti Uttamam. Yeah.
Tamam.
So Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. Without any ulterior motives, when we are engaging in devotional service without any mental speculations, and Anukulena Krishna Anusilanam, we have to remember Krishna. So in a favorable mood, in a mood of service. Senior devotee says, the Shishupala and Kamsa were remembering lot more than any of the devotees Krishna, but the mood was different. So that is not devotional service. Yeah. The remembrance of Kamsa or Shishupala was not devotional service. It should be in a favorable mood without any material desire. Yeah, this is about the bhakti. Now, devotional service. We understood bhakti is devotional service. Now, how do we do this devotional service? What is the definition for that? How should we do devotional service?
Prabhuji, my man adatva, my buddhim niveshaya, Krishna says.
So, can
मुझ
you
में
please,
अपना मन बुद्धि लगा.
yeah, can you elaborate a little bit on that, Mataji?
मय्येव मन आदत्स्व मयि बुद्धिम निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वम न संशय. भगवान कहते हैं कि आप अपना मन मुझ में लगाओ और अपने इंटेलिजेंस को भी मेरे लिए यूज करो, इस तरह आप मुझ में ही रहोगे.
Yes, Mataji, very nice. So, one more beautiful shloka in this line. How do we need to engage? Now, I already told Ahitukiya Pratihata. That is one of the things. There are many shloka references. How do we need to engage in devotional service? So the next important shloka when it comes to devotional service, it is also known as the definition of devotional service. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.12 shloka, which says, Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So we engage all our senses in service of the Lord. That way we are purifying our sense enjoying propensity and we are surrendering, leaving all our material designations. Yeah. This morning I got a message. I thought of posting it in our group. I will do it after the class. Radhanath Swami, His Holiness Radhanath Swami quotes, even one drop of expectation of respect we have, if we have that expectation that somebody has to respect me, to a one drop, I will have to take rebirth again. Such a costly thing we have to pay for such a drop of respect. Yeah, that is humility. Radhanath Swami, any talks you listen, one of the shloka he always refers is Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Yeah. Maushmi Mishra Mataji, you raised the hand. You want to add anything?
Prabhuji, can I ask? Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Your voice
Prabhuji,
is
can I
little
ask a
feeble, Mataji.
question?
Can you speak louder?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat
Yes.
Pranam. Prabhuji, can I ask a question?
Yeah, Mataji. You have just started.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
please.
just regarding this, Prabhuji, you quote
Yes.
this Maharaj. So, Prabhuji, if we have this slightly, for example, we have this thing, but we have this little, but we didn't mean it, and we didn't have that.
Your voice is little feeble, and if you can directly come to the question, it is easy, Mataji. What is your
Yes,
question?
Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji, I'm saying that if I have like slightly motive of this, that I have some, I want some fame or name or
Yes.
something,
Yes.
but my goal is clear that okay, I have to go to Krishna, but sometimes this have this slight thing.
Yeah.
So should I go came back again to just to mitigate this problem?
What I understand from you is you have uh, within you that there is some desire for name, fame, recognition, but your goal is Krishna. Yeah. So
Yes,
what
yes,
is the
Prabhuji.
question?
Prabhuji, I'm saying that okay, for this I have to come back again. Like if I have
You will come
any
back again.
problem, then
Yes, you will come back again. That is what I said. See, my goal is to become an IAS officer, but I like sleeping till morning 10 o'clock. So will I pass the exam?
no, Prabhuji.
Correct. So goal, yes, but what is your endeavors to attain that goal is what matters. Right, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Okay.
Haribol. Thank you. So we were discussing about how do we need to engage in devotional service. One, we knew about the bhakti. Then we are trying to understand how do we need to engage in devotional service. That is engaging all our senses in service of the Lord. Yeah. But is our senses purified to engage? This is the question. This also connect with the question what Mataji has said. That I know now I have to engage my services, my senses in service of the Lord. That is my goal. But can I do it? So for this, again, another reference from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It says, Ada Shri Krishna Namadi na Braved Grayam Indriya Sevan Mukena Jivvado Swayam Eva Spurati Yada. So how do we purify our senses? By engaging our tongue in chanting of holy name and honoring the prasad. By doing this, we can start engaging in devotional service. Hope you are able to connect the dots and the flow you are able to understand. I'm just taking you through the entire cycle of bhakti. So first we understood bhakti, then we understood how do we need to engage in devotional service, and we understood we have to engage our senses, but our senses, material senses are not purified, and to purify that, we have to chant the holy names. Correct? So that is the beginning of bhakti. And beginning of this session, I said that till the last breath, we need to continue this. Many will come to Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada says, don't be surprised by how many comes to Krishna consciousness, but be surprised how many is going to stay back till the last breath. So how do we continue to be in this journey till the last breath? How can we ensure this? What is the reference for this? Can anybody add some points? Yes. Whenever I'm asking open question, anybody can unmute and say.
Prabhuji, I think association like Bharat Maharaj.
Who is this? Manushi
Ji,
Mataji? Huh? Mausami Mishra Mataji?
Ji,
Yes, little
Prabhuji.
louder,
I'm
Mataji.
saying that association, Prabhuji, I think.
Yes,
Bharat Maharaj,
association.
how he fell down from that group because of
Yes,
association. If there is association, then we can continue till the end.
yes. Association is very important. What else? Any
Prabhuji, may I say
references?
something?
Yes, Mataji, please.
In bhakti, through the course, what I have learned, and it has a very great impact on my mind. It is that bhakti, the devotion, how one can be into that, how to gain that. So it is said that what you eat while eating, sleeping, wearing, talking, sitting, whatever it is, if it is apart from the bhava of Ishvara, stop it. Means if you are eating, you should be consciously eating for Krishna. If you are wearing also, you are consciously you are wearing for Krishna. It should be that much sattvic and that much your bhava and guna will be gunatita. So one can be again and again reminding the senses that see what you want. So that want should be only Krishna. And if the want is Krishna, then all the bhava, all the action, all whatever we do, whatever we talk, if it is deviating some other way, we need to immediately you have to give the command to our senses that please stop. This is not what we want. Our aim is to Krishna. So I don't know, Prabhuji, from where I have gained it, from you or through my course. Somewhere I have that there was a paragraph reading about that, how we can develop the devotional service to Ishvara. So I remember the word Ishvara, so I can connect to this when we are talking about bhakti.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. So that should be our mood, to keep Krishna in center of all our activities. Yeah. Many times when we are in confused state, whenever we are facing a situation, we have to take some action. We don't know whether it is towards Krishna or Maya. The simple barometer which I try to implement, first of all, whether this action, it is serving my senses or serving the Lord. The first question. Second, this action, will it please my Guru Parampara? Will it please Srila Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj? And third, will it please Shri Radha Govinda? So when we are in confused state of mind, just sit back, and if you evaluate these three barometer, you get a lot more clarity. And more importantly, we need to have spiritual masters, mentors in this path who can also be a great help. We can openly discuss with such mentors about the situation and they will help us to guide. Our mind, going by our mind, it will always, at our stage of sadhana bhakti, 99% our mind will always take us away from Krishna consciousness and devotees. Yeah. So it is important to get the guidance from such senior devotees. So coming back to my point we were discussing. So I'm just taking you through whatever points you're adding. It is all important and it is all correct. I'm just trying to take you through this concept of bhakti. So we understood that chanting the holy name is the beginning of bhakti. And how do we continue this till the last breath? The reference is from Nectar of Instructions, Sloka 3. It says, Utsaha nischaya dhairya tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato rutte sadbir bhaktir prasiddhyate. So there are 6 actions which our acharyas have given, by doing which we can ensure till the last breath we are progressing in this spiritual path. This is the sloka which says, first of all, we need to be enthusiastic about what we are doing, and then endeavoring with confidence. And third is being patient. Many times we chant the holy names, we do a lot of bhakti with lot of enthusiasm we do, and we try to expect some immediate results out of it. When we are not getting results what we wanted, then our enthusiasm will go down. So to begin with, what we need to understand whenever we are endeavoring, so we understood bhakti is anya abhilashita shunyam. So we don't have any expectation from this path what we are practicing. Ultimately, what we need to do, what we need to focus is not the destination, but we need to enjoy the journey. Yeah. So when we are enjoying the journey, end results, it is Krishna's plans, Krishna's mercy. Whatever he gives, we have to take it as Krishna's plans. Yeah. And then the fourth point is acting according to the regulative principles. Whatever our acharyas have given, we have to follow the regulative principles, and abandoning the association of non-devotees. So one side, association of devotees is very, very important. At the same time, abandoning the association of non-devotees is also equally important. That is wasting time in doing a lot of prajalpa, in activities which is not going to help us in rise in Krishna consciousness. We need to avoid that and follow the instructions and footsteps of our previous acharyas. Right? So why do we need to do all these things? That is the very important. Until and unless we don't know why, then whatever we discussed, it will just fly off after some time. So why is very important in our life. Correct? So we discussed about bhakti, we discussed about devotional service, we discussed about how do we need to do the devotional service. Now the last question is, why do we need to do all these things?
Prabhuji, you have given the reference of shloka Utsaha Sahasa Dhairya. Can you please repeat of reference from where, Prabhuji?
Nectar of Instructions, Sloka 3, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So now, why do we need to do all these things?
I think to please Krishna.
Prabhuji, is it because Maya is so powerful and our senses are so geared towards self-satisfaction, that is the material self-satisfaction, that unless we give ourselves these steps to follow, and we are aware all the time as to what we are doing and how we are doing, only then we can hope to rise above at least a little bit above Maya, Prabhuji. The power of Maya is very, very great.
Power of Maya is very great. Yes. What more answers?
So that
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna,
we can
Prabhu.
break
Why
the
do we need to engage in devotional service, doing all these endeavors all our life till the last breath, following all regulative principles?
so that Prabhuji, we can go to our real home, that is Krishna's lotus feet, without any hurdle. So that we can break all the we can detach all the desire materialistic world,
Yes.
and we will not we can break the cycle of birth and rebirth.
Yes. So why do you again
Hare
want to go
Krishna,
back to
Prabhu.
Krishna?
To
Hare
please
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So, our eternal position is that we are Krishna's dasanu, dasanu, dasa.
Yes, Mother.
So, that is our position, and to go back to our position wherein we can serve the servitor of the servitor of the servitor of the Lord, and then finally please Krishna.
Very nice answer, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hold on, Prabhuji. I will give you a chance.
Sure, Prabhu.
Who was that? Manoshi Mitra Mataji. Who gave that
Prabhuji,
answer?
Madhura Manasikanga.
Madhura Mataji. Okay. Very nice answer, Mataji.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Praveen Prabhu, please add.
Prabhuji, to get over the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi,
Yes.
and then escape from this material world and be eternally be with Krishna in the Goloka.
Yes.
Vrindavan.
So
Number one.
yeah.
Number two is, Prabhu, as Mataji was telling, so the kind of, the steps we have to follow, it's not easy, Prabhu, in materialistic world, because we are highly conditioned soul, right, in this material world.
Yeah.
So until and unless we follow this strict regulative principles, it won't be possible for us to, get back to Godhead. And it requires just 1 second to, fall down, Prabhu, at any given point of time, despite the highest standards in bhakti.
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very important point you brought in. Irrespective of whatever levels we are, it takes just 1 second to fall down. Yeah, it takes a lifetime to rise where we are. In fact, we have come, as said, after millions and millions of birth, we have come to this platform. It takes just 1 second. So we need to be very, very careful. Yeah. So why we need to do all these things? Yes, Mataji has very nicely summarized. Just to add the point, it is said that every living entity, right from an ant to the topmost demigod, they are doing all these things to be happy. Yeah. Satchit Ananda, that is the Swarupa. That happiness comes from where? Is by serving. And what I liked from the Mataji's answer is serving the dasanu dasa. That is more important. Yeah, we all end up directly going to Krishna. Yeah, directly we get into serving Shri Radha Govinda. The path, when we see my little realization by our Guru Parampara, yeah, our Guru Maharaj, the Pranam Mantra of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is giving Nitai Kripa Pradayine. Yeah, recently we just completed Nityananda Chaturdashi, right? So through Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we get Gauranga Mahaprabhu's mercy, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu gives the Krishna Radha Krishna Prema. Yeah. So what we need to understand, again, there is a beautiful reference from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti adokshaje ahituki apratiyata yayatma suprasiddhati. Yeah. Multiple aspects of this sloka. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti adokshade. What is our parama dharma is to engage in devotional service. And that devotional service only will give happiness to this Atma. Yeah. So this is the about bhakti and how we need to bhakti, why we need to do bhakti. So with this clarity, let us move further on Bhakti Yoga.
Prabhuji, just one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like we ladies, we cook. So we cook for the family and we serve them. But before doing that, we cook specially to serve the Lord, and then we serve his devotees, whoever we can find, whether within the house or whatever. Little bit of prasad, because in a house you're cooking just a small amount. So even that gives a lot of joy, Prabhuji. After serving the Lord, when you give his leftovers to members of the family, you feel very happy. So is that a form of such service, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Serving Lord. In fact, it is said that previously, before coming into Krishna consciousness, what generally Matajis at home they do, they think, what does her husband like? What does their kids like? Right? And they
Yes,
try to
Prabhuji.
prepare for them.
Yes,
After
yes,
coming into Krishna consciousness, their thought process is, what shall I prepare today to serve the Lord?
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, and they
Yes,
go to supermarket, get something. So they are the process, that is what is devotional service, serving the Lord and honoring the remnants. So that through
that's what we
that
do,
is what we
Prabhuji, every
said,
day.
our senses get purified by
Yes, sir.
offering the Lord prasadam and taking prasadam and chanting the holy name. Our senses gets purified, and serving the family members, it is all service to the Lord and their devotees.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So now let us get into the first section, Bhakti over impersonalism. Yes. Kalpana Mataji, can you please start the shloka and then we'll give chance to others.
Hare Krishna. अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Praveen K. Prabhu, can you please read this for us?
Hare Krishna. Arjun inquired, which is considered to be more perfect, those who are properly engaged in your devotional service or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So through the previous chapters, we saw the explanations on impersonalism, the universal form, and the personal form of the Lord. And in this chapter, we understand the personal form of the Lord, and serving the Lord in personal form is the only way we can understand the absolute truth. The shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, there is a beautiful shloka about these three forms through which we can realize the Lord. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnana advayam brahmeti paramameti bhagavan iti sabhyate. So in these three forms, we can realize the Lord. How do we put it in a simple way about this Brahman, Paramatma and the Bhagwan feature? There are impersonalists trying to realize the Lord in a Brahma Jyoti form. But is it easy? As we progress, we understand it is extremely difficult. That journey itself is extremely difficult. Now, for example, I wish to describe you my favorite sweet. Yeah. My favorite sweet is something very soft and very juicy and very, very sweet. What comes to your mind? What are the options come to your mind? What could be my favorite sweet?
Rasgulla.
Prabhuji, Rasgulla or
Yes,
Gulab Jamun?
yes, Rasgulla, Gulab Jamun. There are many other options, right? Yes, I meant Gulab Jamun only, but by giving this kind of description, it is not clear. Yeah, that is the status of somebody trying to realize the Lord in a Brahma Jyoti form. And then there are Jnanis, they can put a question to you. You are all Bhakti Shastri students, right? You can find some Ashtanga Yogi and he says that I see Lord in my heart. I'm already seeing Lord 400 form Lord in my heart. Then why do I need to get into all this devotional service? Lord is already there in my heart. So what will be your answer? In the same context of this Gulab Jamun.
Prabhu, because he doesn't know the personal feature of the Lord, he is content with the impersonal, like he is
Yeah, that is about
content with the
impersonalists.
superficial.
I'm talking about the Ashtanga yogis who already see the Narayana form in his heart. He realized the Narayana form in heart and he's challenging you. Why should I even get into all these things? I'm already meditating on the
Prabhu,
Lord in
he
my
has no
heart.
knowledge. He has no knowledge of the personal form. Prabhu, he doesn't know he has to proceed further. He
Yeah.
thinks this is the end.
Okay. So this I can connect to having this gulab jamun in your hand. Yeah. You are very happy you are getting a gulab jamun. The moment you got gulab jamun which you relish, you like so much, it is in your hand. How long you can keep it in your hand? Yeah. The ultimate happiness will come when you eat right. Yeah. So that is Bhakti Yoga. Until and unless you engage the devotional service to the Lord and His devotees, that is when the real happiness comes. That is why the Bhakti Yoga, the personal feature of the Lord, is the topmost.
Prabhuji, may I ask a question?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Isn't it that we as human beings have been given the ability to perform activities? And if we perform activities in service of the Lord, cooking for Him, dressing Radha Mat, and worshipping with flowers, water, tulsi, and offerings, those activities give us the satisfaction that we would do the same for human beings, like for our family or whatever. But when you do it for Him, that is where we establish the intimacy of connection between the divine and that little divine spark in us. We are connecting, and with that connection, our devotion, our faith, our bhakti becomes much stronger. And we can carry that with us till the last minute, because in the last minute, we may not be in a position to perform any devotional service, Prabhuji. Even keeping body and soul together may be a difficult thing, but
Yes.
we are able to remember that we have done this and what it was so lovely. The
Yes.
Lord accepted. So that faith can carry us through those difficult times, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes, Mataji. So what is the question?
No, it's just an idea that is it because we are destined to perform activities, that is why in doing service to the personal form of the Lord we can strengthen our devotion and our faith.
Yes. Yes. So when we discuss about the senses, yeah, we discuss about the soul, we understood that we have to be engaged in some or the other activities. The yogis, why it is said it is very difficult, they have to reject all the senses and go to a secluded place and do dhyana, which is practically not possible. So you have to do the engagement activities, and what is being prescribed by our acharyas is engage all those activities in service of the Lord. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And
Thank
one
you.
more point, as you said, Mataji, we do lot of these services, and one important point you brought in is by end of our lifetime we may not be able to do all these engagement, yeah, active engagement. So two important things which I wish to say is we need to start bhakti early. Yeah, bhakti is not for old age, one thing. Second, the significance of chanting the holy name. As you progress, as you rise in your taste for harinam, yeah, even in the deathbed, we all can continue to chant the holy name. We don't have to do any of these activities. Yes, to some stage of our life, we will be actively doing devotional service, going to temple or serving at home, doing many activities. But chanting of holy name, getting the taste for chanting of holy name is so important that till the last breath you can continue to chant the holy names. Yeah, right. So
Yes.
let me come back to where I was. So this continuity of momentum will just get slip if something is added. Any questions? I appreciate if can keep it to the last, so it will be easy for me to continue, and it will help all of you, right? So we were discussing about the question of now coming back to the question what Arjuna has said, that engaging devotional service or worship the impersonal form is better, and we understood that worshipping the Lord, the devotional service is more important, and through various chapters, that is what we've been taught. The chapter 2, which gives Deinosmin yata dehe Deinosmin yata dehe komaram yavvanam jara. So in this we understand that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, part and parcel of the Lord, and we need to engage in service. And 6.47, yeah, Bhakti Yoga, among what it says, Yoginam api sarvesham mat katena antaratmanan shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. So Bhakti Yoga is topmost among all the yogas we learned. And as we just said, the chapter 8, which says Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram. So at the end of the lifetime, we have to remember the Lord in his personal form, and we have to go back. And Krishna also says, Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All the living entities are my part and parcel. Yeah. So what we understand through all these sloka references is the personal form of the Lord is the topmost, and our purpose is to engage in devotional service of the Lord by serving the devotees of the Lord. Now let us move to the next shloka. Chanda Yadav Mataji, you want to recite this shloka?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Shloka number 2. Shri Bhagavanuvāca Maya Vesha Manu Ema Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Paryopetaha Te Me Yukta Tamamataha.
Thank you, Mataji. Suraj Prabhu, can you please read the translation for us?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their mind on my personal form are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, are considered by me to be most perfect. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So here Krishna clearly says, one who concentrate upon the personal form and who worship me with faith and devotion is considered to be the most perfect yoga. That is Bhakti Yoga. And shloka reference from 9.34, Krishna says, Man mana bhava mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru mam evaishyasi yuktamyam atmanam mat parayanaha. Yeah, engage your mind, always thinking of me, become my devotee, offer your respectful obeisances, worship me, and completely absorbed in Krishna will surely come to me, is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. So fix their mind upon the personal form and actions in Krishna consciousness. What we need to understand is these activities, whatever we are doing, are not material. Yeah, everything, whatever is done to the Lord is spiritual, and that way pure devotee is already always thinking of the Lord. He is already in full samadhi, is what it is said. The Ashtanga yogis going to the secluded place, leaving all the material activities, all the sense activities, and then fixing their mind. So with so much of difficulty, whatever is achieving, the devotees by engaging in devotional service are already attaining that phase. And what is that it is said? Now Mataji was talking about cooking for the Lord. So devotees They're always thinking, keeping Krishna in center. And he chant the holy name. Sometimes they read Krishna books, recite. Sometimes they cook the prasadam for the Lord, go out for shopping, for making all the deity dresses and other things. Everything they do for the pleasure of the Lord. And this is known as Yukta Vairagya. What is Yukta Vairagya? Anasaktasya Vishayam Yataram Upayunjato Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchyate. So doing everything for the pleasure of the Lord is Yukta Vairagya. So how do we continue this? There are three E formula. One is the eagerness to serve the Lord. First of all, we need to be very eager to serve the Lord. And then when the desire is there, one of the Mataji said, the goal is Krishna. Goal is there. Desire is there. But what next is our endeavors. Our actions, we need to prove our sincerity by our actions, endeavors. And this endeavor should be enthusiastic till the last breath. And then what follows is mercy, M. 3E. When we follow, then M follows. That is the mercy of the Lord with which we can progress in our Krishna consciousness. Yeah. Neha Jindal Mataji, can you recite this sloka for us?
Prabhuji, may I ask one question before that?
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, when we talk about bhakti, so we know the attributes of bhakti, and one should acquire what are the things to go into the bhakti. But the question asked by my teacher, like, do we really need to be jnani to pursue bhakti for Ishvara? So my answer was that I said, no, we don't have to be jnani to go into the bhakti, or sakshatkar if you'll want to have. So one of the student defended me, no, without a gyan, how can you earn bhakti? I said, no, if I don't have the scriptures, jnana, or this discrimination mind, even though one can attend bhakti. So for that, from our class only, the previous class, from that I have heard a story of a girl she was very poor, and providing service to Lord Krishna, and doing Goshala work and all those things, and crossing the river and giving the milk to the Brahmana. So that I explained there. So the teacher was really appreciated. Yes, you were right. So really, the Gyani, when we become Gyani, we have discrimination, and always we want Sakshatkara. If it is true, then prove it, prove it, prove it. So if I'm not Gyani, purely believing in God, trusting in God, and whatever my service or whatever I am, that is all Ishvara. So the attainment is very easy as compared to Gyani, Prabhuji. So can you please provide some highlights on this to understand this both thing, both the concept being Gyani or being not Gyani in the path of Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, very good question. Very good question, Mataji. Now, what is jnana? What is knowledge? Reading
Prabhuji,
lot of
understanding that we are,
scriptures. Yeah,
sorry,
please let me complete my question, Mataji, then
sorry.
you can add on. What is jnana? Reading lot of scriptures, all the Vedantas, everything, what we get is jnana. What exactly? First, we need to define what is knowledge. Yeah, Madhura Mataji, you are adding now.
Prabhu, the ultimate gyan is that we are not the body, we are the spirit soul,
Yeah,
and Lord Krishna, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is the ultimate gyan. That is what I understand, and what we
yes,
should all understand, Prabhu.
yes,
That is
Mataji.
what I.
Last couple of classes, I just gave you one example of Srila Prabhupada initiating one of his disciple. A new disciple who come to temple, not even a week, and he desires that he want to get initiated. And what is the question Prabhupada asked?
Who are you?
Who is Krishna and what
Yeah.
is your purpose and who are you?
Yes, so he asked only two questions. Who is the Lord? So he says Krishna is the Lord. And who are you? I am his servant. Knowing these two is Jnana for me. He is the Gnani. Rather than reading so many scriptures, and he has not come to this conclusion. Vedesya sarver aham eva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. All that you want to know from all the scriptures is this, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and I am his eternal servant. Right, Mataji? So that is what is needed. Right?
Thank you,
Let us move
Prabhuji.
further.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So, where were we? I had asked Neha Mataji to recite this sloka. Did she recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have to recite.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Ketuvakshram anirdesham avyakta parupasate sarvatra tvam achintyam cha kutastham achalam dhruvam sanniyam yendriya kramam sarvatra samabuddhaya triprapnuti vanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite ratha.
Thank you, Mataji. Taruni Mataji, you want to read the translation?
Prabhuji, shall I read?
Yes, Mataji, please. Go ahead.
But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all pervading, inconceivable, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
It's a very important sloka, which clearly says those who are after unmanifested form, who are taking, it is known as indirect form of worshipping. Yeah. They will also ultimately come to Krishna only. Right? From this, what we need to understand, many may say that whatever I am doing is also correct because I am also finally reaching Krishna only. One who is practicing impersonal form of worship. Yeah. What is the answer for them? We are trying to do Bhakti Yoga and we are trying to go back to Krishna. There are other section of people who are worshipping the impersonal form and they say that Shloka Bhagavadgita, it says that at the end I am also reaching there. What is the difference?
They are taking the stairs, Prabhu. We are taking the elevator.
Yes. Perfect answer, Mataji. You have directly hit the nail. Yeah. So, Bhagavad Gita 7.19, it says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So, after millions and millions of birth, they attain the lotus feet of Lord. Whereas by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, we have got this path, which is an express lift. The tallest building, Burj Khalifa, it has about 163 floors. You have choice to walk through the steps to the top. How many days you may take to reach there? Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 days with lot of endeavors. You can even visualize your journey to the top of this Burj Khalifa, walking through the step, how difficult it is. At the same time, by the mercy of the Lord, there is a very high speed lift in Burj Khalifa, which takes the lift, express lift there, goes up to the top of 124th floor. How much time it may take to reach to the top of this 124th floor? Any idea? Anyway, it just take 1 minute. there was a question asked by is one of the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, how much time, how long it may take for me to realize. Prabhupada says, just a moment. If you are sincere, it takes a moment. Yeah. So that is the difference between Bhakti Yoga and impersonalism. So here, those who worship unmanifested will also reach Krishna eventually and surrender. But we understood it is extremely difficult. And the characteristics are mentioned in this sloka. They meditate on the unmanifested form beyond sense perception and on the all-pervading feature of the Lord, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable. So these are some of the features they meditate upon. And how do they do? By controlling various senses, by being equally disposed to everyone, by engaging in welfare of all, which is generally extremely difficult in this Kali Yuga. For a common man, it is not difficult. So what is their mood? There is a sloka reference 5.18. It says Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Astini Suni Cheva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So that will be their mood. So this we are trying to practice very easily by the instructions what our acharyas have given in devotional service. We are also trying to control our sense enjoying propensities by engaging our senses in service of the Lord. So that is the most practical. That is why in the beginning itself, Krishna has said that Bhakti Yoga is the easiest and surest way. By practicing this, there is a guarantee you may continue or you may fall down. This kind of yogas. But doing Bhakti Yoga, you will never at a loss. Next shloka. Shanti Sudesh Mataji, you want to recite this shloka?
Yes. क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवाप्तिरवाप्यते. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Snigdha Padi Mataji, can you please the translation for us?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal features of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So the transcendentalists who are following this impersonal feature of the Lord are called Jnana Yogis, and the person who are engaging in devotional service in Krishna consciousness are Bhakti Yogis. And in this sloka, we understand that Jnana Yoga is extremely troublesome. Advancement is extremely troublesome. Yeah, always difficult for those who are embodied. So it is very difficult. Why is this called as it is so difficult? Why practicing Jnana Yoga is difficult for us?
Because we are in the material world and it is very difficult to control the karma and to control our senses and just focus on the impersonal form of the Lord.
Yes, the answer is controlling senses is the most difficult for all of us, right? And in Krishna consciousness, engaging in our services, as we said, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam, Tat Paratvena Nirmalam, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So engaging all our senses in service of the Lord, that way we are purifying our sense enjoying propensities. So that is the easiest way, it is said. Yeah.
And Prabhuji, it is totally practical, where Jnana is theoretical, means we are just learning, and learning. Where
Yes.
the service we are providing, that is totally practically we are doing and experiencing. So that is the easiest one to understand and getting merged into it.
Exactly, Mataji. And I'm very happy From our batch, our class, many devotees have come forward, taking up many services. They are doing so nicely. Others who have still not taken up any services, you may be doing something near, maybe in your some of your nearest temple, you may be going, you may be doing some services. Two important things. Two things which I said. One is devotees who are attending the class, not taking up any services. Yeah. It is like trying to learn swimming, watching YouTube video. That is what you are trying to do. When you are in waters, definitely you will sink. So practice service. And second point, what I said is you may be doing some service in your local temple. It is very good, but it is also equally important to do some service in ISKCON Mangalore, which is spreading this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to millions of people globally. Yeah, so there are so many service opportunities. And it is important, all of us, to contribute. The way we can give back is by engaging in some service. So devotees who have not doing any service, please do. Who have not taken up any service for in ISKCON Mangalore, you can connect with Kirti Mataji or the admins Kalpana Mataji. Under their guidance, lot of devotees are doing very nice service. And that is the real happiness you get. Right? And one more important in this shloka in purport, Prabhupada talks about one important analogy. What is that analogy? Devotees who have read shloka knows about the analogy. What is the analogy mentioned here?
The mailbox, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
The mailbox, Prabhu.
Yes, exactly. So this again is a very important analogy. People mistake deity worship as idol worship. Idol are those, the famous for personalities, could be a politician or some movie stars. The idols are there in every corner of the street. And people once in a year, they do some Jayanti. That is idol worship. Deity worship is something much, much more than that. Where Krishna, by his mercy, is manifesting in this Archa Vigraha and taking service. And it is so easy to serve this Lord. How can we serve the Lord? The easiest way. What is the reference? We have learned. How can we serve the Lord? Is it difficult or easy to serve the Lord? And there are instructions in Bhagavad Gita how to serve the Lord.
By serving as devotee?
No. About we are talking about the serving Archa Vigraha form.
Prabhuji, with pure bhakti, you can
Last
serve
Tulsi leaf.
water or flower or leaf
Yes.
or anything, but with
Exactly.
pure bhakti in the heart.
Yes. So what is that shloka? Anybody remember this shloka?
Patram pushpam
Patram
phalam
pushpam
toyam.
phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati.
Exactly. Yes. Bhakti Bhagavad Gita 9.26. So one
Yes,
who offer even as simple as water, flower, leaf or a fruit. But what is important is bhakti. Krishna is known as bhav ke bhuke hai. Yeah, he is hungry for our bhakti, hungry for devotion, hungry for our love, reciprocation. The path of impersonal is troublesome and very difficult. So one is Jnana Yogis we saw, and the other is Bhakti Yoga. And there is comparison how a Jnana Yogi, impersonalist worship, and how a Bhakti Yogis do. So impersonalists meditate on the formless feature, which is extremely difficult. And here Bhakti Yogis, they meditate on the form of the Lord. See, everybody say Lord is the Supreme Father. every other religions also say that form Lord is the Supreme Father. And how can we even imagine our Father doesn't have any form? Yeah. Where is the loving exchange there? So that is what you get in Bhakti Yoga. And unmanifested is beyond the senses. By restricting their senses, they are trying to focus on the formless. Whereas we are engaging our senses in the service of the Lord. And they have to understand Brahman through Upanishads. So this is again coming back to the question of what Chanda Mataji has said. Learning lot of Sanskrit language, lot of scriptures with your mental speculation, will you be able to even understand anything? The easiest way through this, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, we understand Krishna is the Supreme Lord, we are his servant, and our purpose is to engage in devotional service. That is the essence of reading all the Vedas. Yeah, so not necessary you need to read so many Vedas and get 100 out of 100 marks, and you do not engage in devotional service is of no use. And then this impersonalist long practice make it very difficult to take up bhakti, whereas the bhakti yoga is pretty natural. Even a 5-year-old child can chant the holy names very conveniently. And here it is troublesome, no relationship with the Lord. Whereas here we have the rasa, we exchange that loving relationship with the Lord and depend on our own endeavors. Impersonalists depend on our own endeavors, whereas here Krishna as a Supreme Father take care of our every step further, and he guides us through to come back to the lotus feet of the Lord. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matasmritir jnanam apohanam cha. So Krishna gives the intelligence, remembrance and knowledge for us to progress and go back to the Lord. So there are two analogies in this. The one who is trying on their own endeavor and one who is taking the shelter of the Lord. We will discuss further. We'll come back to that analogy. Yeah. And the same thing here, the realization in terms of realization of a Brahman, a Mayavadi or a Bhagavan feature. They are focusing on the Nirguna without any qualities, whereas we are focusing on the Saguna, forms and qualities. And all other things we have discussed. So one more important thing is they are focusing on the Sat and Chit aspect of the Lord, yeah, which is this partial realization, the knowledge and eternity and knowledge, whereas we try to realize through Satchit Ananda, right? That Ananda comes by engaging in devotional service. So the next few slides discuss about how do we engage in pure devotional service? What are the qualities and qualification of engaging in devotional service? So before getting into that, I already said why we need to do. Yeah. All these endeavors we are doing, why? We need to understand why. And second, when we are doing this to Krishna, we need to understand who is Krishna, right? So what are some references? Who is Krishna? What are the references we have discussed? Any reference from the class? From any of our speakers, which define the Lord?
From Brahma Samhita, Prabhuji, Govinda is Adi Purusha.
Yes, Govinda Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. What else? Any other references?
Prabhuji Srimad
Ishvara
Bhagavatam
Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarvakarana Karya.
Yes, Mataji, very nice reference. What more? There are so many
He is
glorious.
the seed-giving father.
Sorry?
He is the seed-giving father.
Yes, is the seed-giving father.
Prabhuji in Srimad Bhagavatam where it is said कि Krishna tu Bhagavan Swayam.
Yes. Ete chamsakala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Right? So, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28 shloka. Beautiful shloka. What more?
He is having all 6 opulences.
Yes.
He is the creator, maintainer, and annihilator.
Yes, yes. So also you are all Bhakti Shastri students. You have to give, all these things are right answer. You have to give the shloka reference when you are giving these answers. Yeah. Any other? So nice to hear the glories of the Lord from the devotees.
Aham sarvasya prabhu.
Yes. Shloka 10.8 Bhagavadgita. Aham sarvasva prabho matta sarvat pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. Yeah, perfectly. The wise who are perfectly knows this is engaged in devotional service and worship with all their heart, is what Krishna says. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Yeah. And we will take these two sloka and conclude for the day. So let me see who can recite this shloka. Madhura Manashi Ganga Mataji, you want to recite this shloka?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
12.6 and 7. ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अन्येनैव योगेन मम ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषाम् अहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्यु संसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरत् पार्थ मयि अवेशिता चेतसम्. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Shweta Mataji, you want to
One who
unmute?
worships me, giving up all his activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service, and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind upon me, O son of Radha, for him I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Yes. It's a very important shloka. One who is completely engaged in devotional service, fixed upon the Lord, O son of Pruta, I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So here, all this discussion today, we understood the constitutional position of the Lord, being the supreme personality of Godhead, and we are the part and parcel of the Lord, and our purpose is to serve the Lord, right? And when we serve with sincerity, what happens? Shloka 10.10. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadati buddhi yogam tam yena mam upatyante. So Krishna says dadati buddhi yogatvam. So Krishna gives the intelligence for us to progress, right? Krishna gives the intelligence for us to progress. And in this shloka, it says, Tesam aham samuddarta mrityu samsara sagarat. So Krishna, when we are surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will help us to overcome this struggle in this ocean of birth and death. So one, the Supreme Lord. So what we need to understand, how can we appreciate, realize the Supreme Lord is by engaging in devotional service. And the process begins with, the devotional service process begins with what?
Shravanam.
Yes, Shravanam Kirtanam. So what is that? Even more simple answer I am looking for.
Chanting. Okay.
Yes?
Chanting the holy name, Prabhu.
Yes, chanting the holy name. And what is the chanting the holy name is important for level 1 students, for Bhakti Shastri students, chanting the holy name
In association of devotees.
attentively and offenselessly. Yeah, we need to elevate to next level. Chanting the holy name attentively and offenselessly and in association of devotees. Yeah, so here in this shloka,
Drop. At 7:05 a.m.
unmute please. Who is that? When not talking, request to keep it in mute. Yes. So in this shloka, Krishna is promising that one who is engaging in pure devotional service, he will definitely save, coming as a Supreme Father, and save us from this samsara sagara. And one more important thing, what is mentioned in purport, like the Ashtanga yogis with so much of difficulty, so much of yoga practice, sadhana, he has the powers of elevating himself to the higher planets. Whereas Varaha Purana confirms that devotees who are engaging in devotional service, they can easily attain those things. And the analogy which I said previously, that the impersonalist trying to achieve something on their own endeavors, and one who is surrendering at the lotus feet of the Lord. The analogy given is as a father take care of their child. The Lord comes riding Garuda and save us from the samsara sagara. Whereas the impersonalist who is trying to realize lost Lord in his own endeavor is like a very expert swimmer in middle of the ocean. An expert swimmer in the middle of ocean, can he save himself? He will swim, don't even know to which direction he has to swim, and after some time he will drown. Right? So one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is said that he will attain all the benefits what other yogic practice devotees are doing, and above that he will attain the Krishna prema, the devotion for the Lord. We wanted to have one discussion quickly. Can we have it today? This breakout room, I should have finished it 10-15 minutes back. Discuss why bhakti is considered most perfect with reference to Krishna's teaching. Let us not break out, rather we can summarize what we discussed. Yeah, this is
Yes,
what we
Prabhuji.
discussed, the entire chapter, 1.5 hours. I've been telling last 5 minutes, I will give you your realization from this. What is important is, this can be an open discussion. I request all devotees who have not participated at least to give 1 or 2 points. Okay. What we are trying to understand from this is the preaching application. Now we understood that bhakti is the most perfect compared to all other, right? And we have some references. And how can we preach this to others? It could be our family member, our friends, society. That is our purpose, right? Studying Bhakti Shastri is to preach. Now, knowing Bhakti is the most perfect yoga, how do we preach this? So, some of the inputs, the floor is open. So, we will have an open discussion and then we'll wind up. You can pick up from whatever we discussed.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. All this, whatever we have discussed from
Yes,
there, that you can refer and you can say why this is important, perfect, Bhakti Yoga is perfect, and how you are going to use this for your preaching application. This is the activity. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. From these 7, I'll add just 1-2 points, Prabhuji.
Yes,
From
yes.
the word
Everybody can, let us keep it
12.5.
short. We'll give opportunity for maximum people. So keep it short. 1 or 2 points you can add. Rest we will give to all other devotees.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes.
From this 12.5 in purport, Prabhupada ji has written that Archa Vigraha, worship of deity, is very important because it is the incarnation of God himself. And whenever we serve the Archa Vigraha, God accepts the service directly. And when we have a form, it is easier for us to connect with the Lord directly and progress in bhakti, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare
So now
Hare
the
Krishna
point is,
Prabhuji.
you need to also conclude that how do you present this concept of Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness, chanting of holy name to other?
Because Prabhuji, Bhakti provide us the personal care from Krishna. If we are devotees and we are chanting Krishna's name and his holy name, then he will be taking care of, personally he will be taking care, and he will only take care of all the obstacles which come in our path. And one more point, and it is very practical, and it is not only confined to the Gyanis. It is the open forum for everyone. The bhakti is open for everyone. Anybody can come. The eligibility is open ended. You can come and just do the bhakti and take the mercy of Krishna.
Yes. So, Nitasha Mataji, you want to add anything?
Yes, Prabhuji. So again, like we discussed, right? In all other forms, it is a very
Just a second, Mataji. Others, please be ready. I will randomly pick some of the names. So please be ready with 1 or 2 points. That is a motivation for me, having spent the time for preparation and giving this. Something I need to see whether anything has been connected with the devotees who have attended. So please be ready. That will please me. Yeah, Mataji, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, what we discussed is the all other forms are very difficult to follow given because we are the unmanifested form is that's like climbing the stairs, whereas bhakti or devotional service is the elevator form where we are directly connecting to the Supreme Personality. In all other forms, there are a lot more challenges that a person will face, and after millions and millions of birth, he will finally reach the destination. Whereas devotional service is a direct path to reach.
Yeah. So when devotees are adding their views, also please, I wish to see the preaching application. How do you present this philosophy to others so that they also take up bhakti and continue in Krishna consciousness? Yeah, that also you can just touch upon. Yes. Please keep coming forward with your points, and then Snigdha Mataji, you want to add?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It is in Srimad Bhagavatam, all the sages, they asked 6 questions, which is described in chapter 1. The first question is, what is the ultimate best for the living being? And the second question is, what is the essence of all the scriptures? So, as you told Prabhuji in the chapter 2, the first answer of the first question, what is the ultimate best for all living being? It is the अहेतुक and apratihata bhakti sabe punso paradharma yato bhakti adhokyaj ahetuka aparihata jadat jayatma sampradasiti. And in the second question is also what is the essence of all scriptures? It is the Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Jogaha Prayojitaha Janayatyasu Vairagyam Jnanam cha Jadi Hetukam. So it is only the ultimate bhakti, which is essence of all the scriptures. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Very nicely you have presented the entire thing, Mataji. Very nicely. This is what is expected from a Bhakti Shastri student. Yeah?
Thank you, Prabhu.
When you are reaching out to any of your friends and any of your relatives, how do you make them devotees? Is by giving these references. Just by asking them to chant the holy name, they will not understand the significance. By giving these references, it is very easy. Yeah, that is exactly what is expected. That is why we request all you devotees to sloka recitation also is one of the part of your evaluation. So you need to learn the sloka and try to apply when you are discussing with others. Very nice, Mataji. Who else wish to add? All the hands are raised. You all want to add the points or
Krishna
some
Prabhuji.
sloka recitation?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So hold on. So devotees who want to add their views can raise the hands. Rest the sloka recitation, devotees can lower if you don't want to raise the hand, and I will give you opportunity. Aryan Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So for preaching application, I'd like to consider it similarly with the other form of bhakti to differentiate why bhakti is better than other form for the devotees who are listening. So uh, Krishna tell already that bhakti is actually natural. Just like a child naturally loves their parents, a devotee can naturally love Krishna, and it is an easy and direct path. So it in when I preach this, I will explain that Krishna is like a loving father or friend, always ready to accept and helping his devotees. And secondly, it is Krishna explained that worshipping the formless Brahman is very difficult because it requires deep concentration, extreme detachment from material life. Bhakti, on the other hand, is simple and full of joy. So when I preach this, so I can give the message that it is easier to love and serve someone we can see and interact with, or to focus on something invisible. If I need to choose, I will always choose to interact with someone whom I know, who has a form. So it is easier to develop a bond with a living person, and that's why we know there are various type of rasas we can interact with Krishna, like as the sakha rasa or the dasya rasa, various type of rasa, so we can attach with him, and it will be easier to develop a bond. And thirdly, it is Krishna all guarantees that he delivers his devotees, he will relieve them from all type of suffering. So, and while I preach, I will give the examples from the scriptures, like how Draupadi surrender, how Grajendra Prabhu's prayer, how Prahlad Maharaj devotion, to show that how Krishna protect his devotees in any circumstances. And in practical way, I will encourage the pupil to follow the like simple bhakti practice, like chanting Krishna's name and like read Bhagavadgita, like how we are trained, how we are given the lesson, like when we are in level 1, we just instruct to like chant how many times is possible, no boundaries, and possible 2 to 4 rounds, read at least 15 minutes to 13 minutes to Gita. This offer food to Krishna. So step by step, while I preach, I will remind them that the bhakti is joyful, not a burden. Whatever you can do initially, you just try, just don't stop it. What how much it is, if a small effort you can do, just like chant one day and read a verse of Gita, is useful for them, so that they can build the base of, after which the staircase will be very easy. And in conclusion, I will love to tell them that Krishna wants love, not difficult rituals or philosophies. Bhakti is for everyone. It is not for any, there is no foundation for any caste, or whether it is rich or poor, no, nothing. So final preaching tip from my will be like, I would like to end with a call to action. People invite people to start their bhakti journey right now by start chanting, and making them feel that spiritual life is simple and joyful. It is not just a practice, it is a routine that actually bring peace and happiness. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very nice points you have brought in. One of the mistake we do, yeah, one of the mistake we do in preaching, first thing what we say is, I left non-vegetarian, I left drinks, we directly talk about 4 regulative principles. Yeah. The moment anybody hear about this, they will run away from us. They will even block us in their contacts if required. That is the first mistake we do in our initial journey of preaching. What we need to say is, we should not say that what we left. Rather, we should always say what I received in this bhakti. Yeah, what joy I have received in bhakti. Yeah, so the first thing, as Prabhu just said, is encourage them to chant the holy name by telling the glories of the holy name. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. Yeah, so once they start taking up chanting of holy name, which is without any rules and regulations, they can start chanting. Yeah, then gradually the purification will happen, and without their knowledge, all other anarthas will get purified. That is one of the very important takeaway. And then Krishna says, Sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha swami mashuchaha. So Krishna is telling, surrender unto me I will deliver you from all the sins. Ma shuchaha, don't fear. No anxiety, no fear. Yeah. So this confidence they are getting from Bhagavad Gita. So this is what we need to give. And second, we have to encourage them to read Srila Prabhupada books. Chant the holy names and reading Srila Prabhupada books will help most of them to fix up in Krishna consciousness. Right? So this discussion, I can see so many hands raised. I'm already 10 minutes late to my next session. So if you want to continue this discussion, I can move out. You can continue. Kalpana Mataji can take care and end the session, or we can stop our session, whatever you feel like.
Continue next class.
Yeah. Fine, then thank you very much. It was a nice discussion. We'll continue. And one more important announcement. Tomorrow I am traveling to Jagannath Puri. It is our annual yatra of about 200 devotees from across India and globally. We all come together and chant in Siddhabakul. So it is 1 week program. So I will be returning Sunday night only. So next week I will not be able to take class. Please excuse.
Haribol. For your visit to Jagannath Puri, Prabhu, not
Yes,
for
Prabhu.
leave for next week.
Yes, Prabhu. One entire week I'll be going. And next Sunday night only I'll be returning. So next Sunday we will not be having class. So please, Bhakti Yoga is a very beautiful chapter. Request to take time and read the entire chapter so that next session we'll try to conclude, and it will be a good discussion like this. Hope you all
Prabhuji,
enjoyed today's session. Thank you very much for your patient listening.
Prabhuji,
Thank
today's
you,
class
Prabhu.
it's 10, but I just wonder that how it is 10. The
That
Thank
time
you,
how it
Prabhuji.
slide
Hare
away,
Krishna.
I amazed today with the class and really feeling that just started.
Yes, Mataji. We have all just started, and all glories to our Guru Parampara or Shiksha Gurus. I'm just repeating what I heard and read from them, Mataji.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Cha
Karan Prabhuji,
kalpatarubhasya
Hare
cha kripa
Krishna.
Hare
sindhu
Krishna.
Jagannath
bhyavcha
Prabhuji.
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai,
jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai,
Jai,
Guru Parampara ki jai. All
Jai.
glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Just
Pranam.
Hare
had
Krishna,
a
Prabhuji. Safe
Hare
travels.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I think many of them already left. I just wanted to say that we have received only 9 submissions, Prabhuji, for the assignment, module 2 assignment. So
Okay.
I just wanted to touch upon that, but
That is important. I don't know. Still, there are about 15 plus devotees here.
yes.
We
So
have given
unfortunately, I
sufficient
see
time.
only 10 of them as of now. Exactly, they have submitted.
Today is
But
the last day. Hope
yes,
all
Prabhuji.
others will submit. Please.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you very much.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.